Welcome to another episode of Tutorials with Ike. My name is Isaac Osafo Jr., the Vice President for the Association of Business Administration Students at UPSC. Now, today we're going to be looking at demand and supply analysis and economics for business. Now, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and share this video with your friends so they'll also benefit from it. Now, under demand and supply analysis, there's a particular question that comes almost every year. You get it? It's like a type of question. So you are going to go through it. And if a question is going to come under demand and supply, usually this is how it comes. That's why I want us to solve this question. So if you have no idea of demand and supply, whilst you are answering the question, I'm going to take my time and explain it so that you understand it, you get it. All right, so I'm reading the question. So the question says, given the demand function and supply function for the MEX phones are as follows. KOD is equal to 50 minus 0.06p. KOS is equal to 10 plus 0.04p, where KOD is quantity demanded, KOS is quantity supplied, and P is price of MEX phones. A. Calculate the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. B. Sketch the demand and supply functions and the equilibrium on the same graph. C. What is the effect of a price control of 200 cedis? D. What is the effect of a price control of 500 cedis? E. Suppose the government deem MEX phones to be essential to the development of the economy and grants a subsidy to the tune of 100 cedis per MEX phones. Compute the new equilibrium price and quantity. F. Indicate the share of the subsidy between the consumer and producer. Then G. What's the total value of subsidy enjoyed by the market? All right, so usually this is how the questions come, you get it. So we are going to break it down. Now, let me just explain the whole concept of demand and supply before we look at this question. Now, when we say demand, it means how much consumers are willing and able to buy at a particular price. Do you get it? So not just willing, but they are able. It means they have the purchasing power. They have the money to buy it. Do you get it? So let's say someone is selling 50 oranges, and then maybe the consumers are willing to buy 40 and they can purchase 40 oranges. It means that's the quantity demanded. You get it? So demand is just the amount of goods that consumers are willing to buy and they are also able to buy. So they have the money to buy it. That's what demand is. So demand is just for the customers and supply is for the producers. So when we talk about supply, it is how much producers are willing to sell and are able to sell. You get it? So they have the money to sell it. You get it? They have the money to buy the product and actually sell it. So that's the meaning of demand and supply. That's the basic meaning. Now, let's take this question, then I'll explain all of them as we solve it. So now, they gave you a demand function and a supply function. So let me write it on the board. So for the demand function, we have KOD is equal to 50 minus 0.06p. Then for the supply function, we have KOS is equal to 10 plus 0.04p. It is px. You see a small x there, but you can decide not to bring it. The p is the most important thing. So they said where KOD, in the question, they said where KOD is quantity demanded, KOS is quantity supplied, and px is the price. So p is the price, the same as the px, you get it. So they are just representing the price as px, but it's usually p. So you can just write the demand and supply function like this. So there's a demand and supply function they've given to you. So always they'll give you a demand and supply function, then they'll give you the questions under it. Do you get it? So now let's start answering the question. So the A says calculate the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Now, anytime you hear equilibrium in economics, it means where quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. Please don't forget this. You'll be using it a lot. So when you hear equilibrium, it should tell you that that's where the quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. Now, I explained demand already. I said demand is how much consumers are willing and able to pay, and supply is how much the producers are willing and able to sell. Now, what that means is that let's say there's a company that produces maca, you get it, and let's assume that I'm the only one that buys from them, you get it, I'm the only one that buys from them. So let's say they decide to produce 50 markets. It means that's their quantity supplied, how much they are willing to sell, you get it. So they've produced 50 markets that they want to sell. Now, if I go and buy all the 50, it means the company is in equilibrium because now they produce their 50, which is quantity supplied, and also demanded for 50. So that's when quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. So in simple terms, equilibrium is where, let's say, a company decides to produce this number of goods, then the customers buy the exact number. So that means there's no shortage and there's no surplus. So if, let's say, the company wants to produce, or the company is producing 50 markers, right? Then at the end of the day, I'm the only one buying from them, and I decide to buy 40 markers. It means that the company will be left with 10 markers. And since I'm the only one buying it, it means there's going to be surplus. You get it? Who is going to buy the rest of the 10? Because the company produced the 50 markers so that everyone will buy the 50, or I'll buy the 50. But at the end of the day, I bought only 40. So it means there's surplus, extra 10 that no one will buy. If they also produce the same 50 markers, right? And me, I need 60 markers. 60 markers. It means that there will be a shortage from the company because the whole objective of a company is to make profit. So me, if I wanted to buy 60 and you only produce 50, it means if you had sold 60, you'd have got more money. You get it? So what I'm just trying to say is that at equilibrium, there are no surplus or no shortage. You get it? If you are producing 50 markets, it means the customers are willing to buy 50 markets, exactly 50, not more or less. All right. So now that we've understood that, let's solve the question. So the A says that calculates the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. And I just explained that the equilibrium is where quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. You get it? So now, anytime they ask you for equilibrium, just equate the quantity demanded to quantity supplied. Do you get it? Just equate both of them. This is quantity demanded, this is quantity supplied. So equate them. So you first start when you're writing, you say at equilibrium. So I'm doing the A. Yes, so at equilibrium, quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. This is the first thing you write. You get it? So the examiner will know that you know what you are talking about. So this is quantity demanded. So the quantity demanded is 50 minus 0.06p. Then it's equal to quantity supplied. These are quantity supplied. 10 plus 0.04p. You get it? So if you do this, you get 1 mark for this. So now that you've been able to establish that quantity demand is equal to quantity supplied, they said you should find the equilibrium price and quantity. You get it? So now we have to find for the price first. They said in the question that P is price. You get it? So we have to find for the price. Then when we are done, we find for the quantity. So we just have to make P the subject. So in making P the subject, we have 50 is here. Then we bring 10 to this side. You get it? So 50 minus 10. Then it's equal to 0.04p. Then this negative 0.06p will cross the equal to sign to become positive. So 0.06p. Now 50 minus 10 is 40. Then it's equal to 0.04p plus 0.06p is 0.1p. Our objective is to make P the subject. So we can divide both sides by 0.1 and divide here by 0.1. So let's punch on the calculator and see what you are getting. So when we punch this on the calculator, we are getting, so 40 over 0.1 is giving us 400. Then it's equal to 0.1 cancel 0.1. So you are getting P. You get it? So our equilibrium price is P. They said P is the price, so our equilibrium price is P. So they said we should find the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity, right? So if we want to find the equilibrium quantity, since you already have P, we can just substitute it into either the demand function or the supply function. This is the demand function, this is the supply function. So you can choose any of them. I would prefer to use the demand function. So you can substitute it into the demand function. So the demand function is, so quantity, so the quantity demanded is equal to 50 minus 0.06p. And our P is now what? 400. So into brackets 400. So now our quantity demanded is equal to, when you punch all this on the calculator, you should be getting 26. You get it? So it's as simple as that. We found our equilibrium price to be 400 and our equilibrium quantity to be 26. So the quantity demanded is the same as the quantity supplied. You already said that at equilibrium, quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. So you can make this QDQ because it's the same quantity. You get it? So now you can go ahead and say, therefore, the equilibrium price is 400 cedis and the equilibrium quantity is 26 units. That's all, as simple as that. So when they give you a question and they ask you to find the equilibrium price and the quantity, first just equate the quantity demanded to the quantity supplied. You get it? So they've given you the function for them. Just equate it to each other. Then you find the price. When you find the price, then you substitute it into any of them again. Then you find the quantity. Then get the equilibrium quantity. You get it. All right. So you are done with the A. Now let's go to the B. The B says we should sketch the demand and supply functions and the equilibrium on the same graph. It means everything has to be done on one graph. You get it? All right. So now let's write the equilibrium price. You got 400. So let me write the equilibrium price. Equilibrium price. So I'm just making it EP. So equilibrium price was 400. Then our equilibrium quantity. What did we get? 26. Get it? So we'll use that one to solve for the B. That's why I'm writing it. Right, so now let's clean this part since you are done with the A. So let me read the B again. So sketch the demand and supply function and the equilibrium on the same graph. Do you get it? So it means you have to sketch the demand function, sketch the supply functions, then we sketch the equilibrium too, because they say we should do it on the same graph. Now, anytime they give you something like this, do you get it? You first take the demand function first. Please listen attentively. You take the demand function. Then you ask yourself, if quantity is 0, what would be P? Then if P is 0, what would be Q? So what I'm just trying to say is that for the demand and the supply function, you're going to get 2 points. You're going to get the price for the demand function. You're going to get the quantity for the demand function as well. Then for the supply function, you're also going to get a price for the supply function and the quantity of the supply function. All what I'm just trying to say is that when they give you something like this, we are supposed to sketch the demand and the supply function. First, take the demand function. So they said for the demand function, quantity demanded is equal to 50 minus 0.06p. But we said quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. So the KOD, we can just make it Q, you get it? Because it's the same quantity. If quantity demanded is 5, quantity supplied to is 5. So they are the same. So you can just make a Q, signaling that they are the same. So now our quantity demanded, we have it to be 50 minus 0.06p. So I'm saying that anytime they're asking you to sketch, the first thing is that you have to find for the quantity for the demand function, then you find the priority for the demand function. And if you want to do that, you have to make K 0, then you find for P. Then you make P 0 too, then you find for Q. So you start, let P be equal to 0. If P is equal to 0, it means you are going to get Q is equal to 50 minus 0.06 into bracket 0. Then it means Q is equal to 50 minus 0.06 times 0 is 0. Therefore, Q is equal to 50. So now we made P 0. There are two variables, Q and P. We made P 0. So we also have to make Q 0. So we say, let Q be equal to 0. You get it? Let Q be equal to 0. If Q is 0, it means you are getting 0 is equal to 50 minus 0.06p. We found for Q, so this time we are finding for P. In finding for P, we can bring the negative 0.06p to cross the equal to sign so that it becomes positive. So it becomes 0.06p is equal to 50. Do you get it? Now we can divide both sides by 0.06 and divide here by 0.06 to make P stand alone. Do you get it? So this will cancel this. Then P will be equal to 50 over 0.06. Now 50 over 0.06, when you punch it on the calculator, we are getting 833.33. So 833.33. Do you get it? So this is how you do it. Anytime they ask you to find or to draw the graph, you just make, for a KOD, you make the K 0, then you find the value, you make P 0 to then you find the value for the other. You get it? So now we're down for the demand function. This scale is called 50 minus 0.06. It's only for the demand function. You also have to do same for the supply function. So let me do it somewhere here. All right. So for the supply function, we have Q is equal to 10 plus 0.04p. 10 plus 0.04p. So the same as QS, but since quantity demand is equal to quantity supply, you can just make it Q. So this is for the supply function, right? So now I told you when you write the function, you make Q 0, you find for P. Then make P 0, you find for Q. So this one we started by letting P be 0. So we can do the same thing. So let P be equal to 0. So it means you are getting Q is equal to 10 plus 0.04p, so into bracket 0. So you can punch all this on the calculator. When you punch this on the calculator, you are getting Q to be 10 because 0.04 times 0 is 0. So our Q is 10. You can also punch it on the calculator. Then now we find for P. So we say let Q be equal to 0, just like we did here. So now if you are letting Q be equal to 0, it means you are going to get 0 is equal to 10 plus 0.04p. Then you want to make P the subject, you get it. So you can bring the 10 to this side, or you can bring 0.04p to this side. Let's just bring 10 to this side. So when 10 crosses the equal to sign, it becomes negative. So negative 10 is equal to 0.04p. Then we want to make P the subject. So you divide both sides by 0.04. You also divide here by 0.04. So this will cancel this. So our P is equal to negative 10 over 0.04. So negative 10 over 0.04. We are getting negative 250. So our P is equal to negative 250. So now we are done. So now that we've got the values, we can plot it on the graph. So now anytime they give you a question, you are going to get 3 values for the price and 3 values for the quantity. The first value for the price is going to be the equilibrium price, which we solved earlier. We got 400. Then the second value for the price is going to be the one for the demand function. And the third value for the price is going to be the one for the supply function. Then for the quantity, you are going to get 3. The first one is going to be the equilibrium quantity. The second one is going to be the quantity for the demand function, which is here. Then the last one is going to be the quantity for the supply function. Get it? So now let's write the quantities for the demand function here. So for the demand function, we got Q to be 50. So that's for demand. Let me write it here. Demand. Q was equal to 50. Then price was equal to 833.33. You get it? So now let's write the values for the supply as well. So for supply, so these are the values for the supply. This is the supply equals 10 plus 0.04p. 10 plus 0.04p. So we got Q to be 10. Q is equal to 10. Then here we got P to be negative 250. Usually price is not negative. I mean, you can't get price to be negative, but then that's how we got it in the question. So we just have to do it like that. All right, now that we've written the values, let's clean it. So I wrote the values because that's what we'll be using to draw the graph. You get it? All right. So now that we've written the values on the board, we can just draw the graph. They say we should sketch the graph, right? So you can draw a line like this. You get it? Then for the scale, it depends on what they give you in the question, but you have to know that the y-axis is always the price. So here is the price. The y-axis is always the price, then the x-axis is the quantity. So here is quantity. So don't forget, the y-axis is always the price, the x-axis is always the quantity. Now that we have that in mind, we can use the values to determine the scale. So let's start with the scale for the price. The equilibrium price, we have 400. The price for the demand function, we had 833.33. And the price for the supply function, we had negative 250. You get it? So the values are quite huge. So now we have to take a scale that will favor these values. So we have for the price negative 250, 833.33, and 400. Get it? So we can use 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So I will be able to get to the 800. Or you can even use 200, 400, 600, and all that to get it. So um let's use 200, 400. So you can make here 200, here will be 400, here will be 600, here will be 800. Do you get it? Then here will be negative 200, here will be negative 400, here will be negative 600, and so on. You can decide to use the scale you want. Do you get it? Now let's go to the quantities. For the quantities, the equilibrium quantity, we got 26. For the demand, the quantity, we got 50. The supply, the quantity, we got 10. So the lowest is 10, the highest is what? 50. So you can just make it 10, 20, 30, 40, and all that. You get it? So 10, 20, 30, 40, and the highest was what? 50. So you can end here. Then here will be negative 10, negative 20, and all that. So now the first thing you do is to plot the values for the equilibrium price and the quantity. And that one, you use short dashes. Please don't forget, you always use short dashes. You get it? And that one, you don't rule a line. You use, so let's start with the equilibrium price. So I'll show you how you do it. So now this are for the prices, right? And the equilibrium price was 400. So the equilibrium price is 400 and the equilibrium quantity is 26. So you draw a line to meet them. So equilibrium price 400. So you would have short dashes, you get it like this. Then the equilibrium quantity was 26. 26 would be somewhere here. So you can just do a line to meet them. So it's going to be something like this. So this is the first thing you do. So you draw equilibrium price 400, then equilibrium quantity 26, then to meet them. Do you get it? Now, where they meet, the intersection, this part is what we call the equilibrium point. You get it? This part, where quantity demand is equal to quantity supply, the intersection of them, that's the equilibrium point. So now we've done that. Now the second thing we do is to draw the values for the demand function. So for the demand function, we had quantity to be 50, we had price to be 833.33. So quantity is 50, then price, you have 833.33, and it always has to pass through the equilibrium point. Do you get it? This particular part, it always has to pass through this point. Do you get it? This is the equilibrium point. It always has to pass through it. So the quantity was 50. So we draw it. Then the quantity is 50 and the price is 833.3. So to be somewhere here. Yes, so 833.3 will be somewhere here. So you can just write it here. 833.3. So I mean, if 800 is here, obviously 833.2 will be a little above it. You get it? My line is not straight because I'm not using an actual scale. This is just a board. But in your graph book, you should get, something like this. All right. So now we've drawn for the demand function. So you realize that it's passed through the points. You get it? Now we do same for the supply function. The supply function, we got K to be 10. Then we got the price to be negative 250. So to be somewhere here. So negative 250 and 10. So negative 250 will be somewhere here, right? Yes, so you draw a line. So negative 250 and 10. So your graph is going to be something like this. You get it? So this is the 10 for the quantity. This is the negative 250 for the price. Do you get it? So this part where they meet is the intersection point. When you draw it on your graph with an actual scale, you will get, the graph to be more accurate. You get it? But this is how you draw it. Sometimes they might allow you to just draw the equilibrium price and the quantity and just rule the line. You get it? So that means you not find for the value for the demand and the supply, but then you might not be marked correct. That's why it's just good to play it safe by finding the values for the demand and finding the values for the supply as well. Get it? All right, so now we are done sketching the graph for the B. Now let's go to the C. The C says what is the effect of a price control of 200? Now when you hear price control, it means the government has realized they are not setting the best price for your customers. Maybe the product is supposed to be 200 cedis, but you are selling it 300 cedis. So the government can see that you should sell the commodity at 200 cedis. You get it? So that one is fake. You can't say anything about it because it's coming from the government. You get it? So now let me clean the board and I'll show you what to do anytime they give you a price control. So as I was saying, price control is like a price that the government can give you to sell your products. You get it? So now anytime they give you a price control in exams, you get it, just substitute it into the demand function and the supply function. That's all. Then let's do it first. So now they said a price control of 200 cedis. So you substitute it into the demand function. That's the first thing you do. Then you substitute it into the supply function. Then so let's start with the demand function. So now for the demand function, you have 50 minus 0.06p. That's for the demand function, kill the quantity demanded. So now they said a price control of 200. So just substitute 200 into it. So you are getting 50 minus 0.06p is our price. And now they said the price is 200. So into brackets 200. So you can punch this on the calculator. So when you punch on the calculator, you are getting 38, right? Now, so this is our new quantity demanded. So this is for the demand. So quantity demanded is equal to 50 minus 0.06p. Now our P is 200. Do you get it? So when you substituted it, we got 38. Now let's go to the quantity supplied. So for quantity supplied, you are getting 10 plus 0.04p. Then it's the same 200. So you can substitute 200 into it. So 10 plus 0.04p. And our P is now 200. Do you get it? So now when you punch this on the calculator as well, you are getting 18. So our new quantity supplied is 18. So after the price control, our quantity demanded is 38 and our quantity supplied is 18. Now listen to something. This is what it means. Now we found for the equilibrium quantity, and I told you that equilibrium quantity means where quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. And we got our equilibrium quantity to be 26. It means that when the producers produce 26 products, then they sell exactly 26 because the quantity demanded is equal to the quantity supplied. How much the consumers are willing and able to pay is equal to what the producers are willing to sell. You get it? So it means if the producers produce 26 quantities, then the consumers will buy all the 26. That's what it means. So there's no shortage or anything. But that one too happened that when price was 400, you get it? When we solved for the equilibrium price, we got 400, you get it? So it means at 400 cedis, the people were buying 26 of it, 26 quantities, you get it? So at 400 cedis, our equilibrium price, the consumers were buying 26 units. But now, the government has said that 400 cedis is too much. It's exorbitant. So now reduce the price from 400 cedis to 200, right? Where is it at 200? That's our price control. So the government wants to control the price because they've realized that the 400 cedis is too much. So now when they reduce the price, right? Now the customers were now purchasing 38 of the commodities instead of the 26. And that is very normal because if at first you're selling something for 400 cedis and now you are selling it for 200 cedis, what will happen? People would buy more because it's now cheaper. So when they were selling it at 400 cedis first, people were buying 26 of them. But now when they reduce the price to 200 cedis, when the government said they should reduce the price to 200 cedis, people are buying 38. Which is small. So when the price was 400 cedis, people were buying 26 commodities. But when the price reduced to 200 cedis, when the government said that the price should reduce from 400 cedis to 200, people were now demanding more. So they were not demanding 26 again, but they were now demanding 38. You get it? Because the price has reduced. But now when they also demand 38, obviously the producers will not produce 38 again. They are going to produce less. Probably because maybe now it has reduced their profits. You get it? So they don't want to make a lot. You get it? Because at first it was 400 cedis that they set the price. You get it? So that's when they were making enough profit. But now that the price has reduced, they're obviously not going to produce a lot because they are going to get less profit since the price has reduced. So now the producers are producing 18 units. You get it? But the consumers are also asking for 38. You get it? The quantity demanded, what people are demanding is now 38. And the quantity supplied, which is what the producers are producing, is 18. It means there's going to be a shortage. Do you get it? We want 38, but you are producing 18. You get it? So it's going to be 38, which is how much the consumers want. They want 38 units, then minus how much the producers are supplying, right? So it's 38 minus 18, and you are getting 20. So it means there's going to be a shortage of 20. The producers are only producing 18, but the consumers too want 38. So there's going to be a shortage of 20. Do you get it? So that's what it means. So you can conclude that. So they said, what's the effect of a price control of 200 is? So you can, after solving all like this, you can say when a price control of 200 cedis is introduced, there will be a shortage of 20. So that's how we go about it. So the D says, what is the effect of a price control of 500 cedis? So 500 cedis, so you just substitute it into the equation. So we are going to change here to 500. And also change here to 500. So here we are just going to change it to 500. Here you are going to change it to 500. You get it? So now at first the producer was producing it at 400 cedis, but government realized that, oh, maybe it's too cheap. You get it? So now the government is saying that they should increase their price from 400 cedis to 500. You get it? So now let's start with the demand function. This is the demand function. QD is equal to 50 minus 0.06p. So let's start with the demand function. So for the demand function, when you solve this on the calculator, you're getting 20, right? Yes, you are getting 20. Then for this one, to 10 plus 0.04 into bracket 500, we are getting 30. So this is for the supply function. So what does this mean? It means at first when the price was 400 cedis, people were buying 26 of them. You get it? But now that has increased from 400 to 500, people are only buying 20. So it has reduced from 26 to 20. But when the price increased, the producers are happy now because they'll make more profit. So they are producing more. You get it? So instead of 26 that they were producing, they also decided to produce more so that they'll make more profit. But when they produce more, which was the 30, the consumers only want 20 because some people stopped buying because the price was higher. You get it? So it means there's going to be a surplus. You get it? So producers are producing 30. That's what's available. And the consumers are also producing 20. So now there's going to be a surplus of 10 because now no one wants to buy the 10. You get it? So you can conclude that when a price control of 500 cedis is introduced, there's going to be a surplus of 10 units. You get it? All right, that's how you go about it. Now let's go to the E. E says that suppose the government deem MEX funds to be essential to the development of the economy and grants a subsidy to the tune of 100 cedis per MEX funds. Compute the new equilibrium price and quantity. Okay, so let me clean the board so that we do it together. So now let's solve for the E. But before you solve for the E, just put this in your mind. Anytime a tax is introduced, you are going to subtract the tax from the supply function. Do you get it? You are going to subtract the tax from the price in only the supply function. That's a tax. So if you hear that a tax has been introduced, it's only affecting the supply function. Whether a tax or a subsidy, they only affect the supply function. They don't have anything to do with the demand function. If right now government goes to a company and decides that they should pay this particular tax, it has nothing to do with you because it is the producer that will decide that, oh, after this tax, they are going to change their price. You can't go and tell a company that, oh, since government has imposed 20 cedis on your good, then I'm going to pay this, or it doesn't make sense. They'll determine it, you get it. So anytime a tax is introduced, it only affects the supply function, you get it. And that one, when a tax is introduced, you subtract it from the price in the supply function. But when you hear subsidy, you add. So for tax, you subtract, subsidy, add. So subsidy is like the government trying to help the company. So instead of them imposing a tax on them, they are rather giving them free money. Do you get it? To help the business. So subsidy you add, tax you subtract. All right. So like I said, both tax and subsidy, they only affect the supply function. You don't do anything to the demand function. So when you see that a subsidy has been introduced, the first thing you have to know is that you add, and that one is to the supply function. So the original supply function is Q is equal to 10 plus 0.04 p. So this is the supply function, 10 plus 0.04 p. And now they said a subsidy of what? So the E says that suppose the government deem MEX funds to be essential to the development of the economy. So even how the question has even said it, you will know that they are not going to subtract tax because the government has realized that this particular company is going to generate revenue, you get it, for the country. So now it means you are going to add it to the price, you get it. So now this is the original supply function. So now a subsidy of 100 cedis has been introduced. So now this is how you write it. It's going to be Q is equal to 10 plus 0.04. Then where the P is, you open a bracket, then it becomes P plus the subsidy, which is 100. So this is what it becomes. Assuming the question says that a tax or an excise tax or an import tax, any tax has been introduced on the company, which would have been Q is equal to 10 plus 0.04. Then where the P is, it will be into brackets P minus 100. Do you get it? So it would have been P minus 100. That's if a tax was introduced. So excise tax, import tax, or anything. But now they said a subsidy. So for subsidy, you add. You get it. So when you add it, you're going to get a different supply equation. So now let's expand it. So you are getting Q is equal to 10 plus 0.04 times P. So 0.04 times P will give you 0.04 P, then plus 0.04 times 100. So we can punch it on the calculator. So 0.04 times 100 should give us 4, right? So plus 4. Now we can also simplify this. So our new supply function will be Q is equal to, so we have 10 plus 4 will give us 14, then plus our 0.04 P. So this is a new supply function after the subsidy was introduced. Do you get it? So now you are going to get a new supply function whether they introduce a tax or a subsidy. You get it? So if a subsidy, you add where the price is. So you add it to the price. You open the bracket and add to the price. But if it's a tax, you subtract. You get it? Now after you've got the new supply function, then you are going to solve it simultaneously with the old demand function. For the demand function, don't make a mistake to go and add anything. You don't do anything there. Whether a tax has been introduced, a subsidy or whatever, you don't do anything. It remains the same throughout. You get it? So you're going to solve this with the old demand function. So this is new supply. So the new supply. Then now the old demand function. We are getting our Q to be equal to 50 minus 0.06p. You can make it QD, but the question says that compute the new equilibrium price and quantity. And I said that's equilibrium, quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. So you're going to get the same quantity. You get it? So now our new supply function, you're going to equate it to the old demand function. You get it? So now we are going to get, so let's start with the demand function. So our old demand function, which is the one here, is 50 minus 0.06p. You get this is the old demand function. Then we created this after we added the subsidy. So it's equal to 14 plus 0.04p. Then we make p the subject, just like the first one. So now we are getting 50. Then 14 will come here, minus 14, and it's equal to 0.04p. 0.04p. And the negative 0.06p will come here to become positive, so plus 0.06p. So now 50 minus 14 is 36, and it's equal to 0.04p plus 0.06p. When you add the 0.04 plus 0.06, you should get 0.1, right? You can try it on the calculator. So 0.1p. Our objective is to find the new equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity, right? It said compute the new equilibrium price and quantity. So you have to find this p is our equilibrium price. So we divide both sides by 0.1 so that we find the price. So this will cancel this. So our price is equal to 36 over 0.1 should give us 360. You get it? So now we've got our new price after the subsidy has been introduced to be 360. Do you get it? That's what it means. So now that we've got our new price to be 360 after the subsidy has been introduced, we can substitute it into our demand function. The demand function doesn't change. So you can substitute it into it to get new quantity. So let's do it somewhere here. So now our quantity will be equal to, so the demand function is 50 minus 0.06. So it's equal to 50 minus 0.06. And our P is what? 360. 360. You get it. So let's do it on the calculator. So when we solve this on the calculator, 50 minus 0.06, then times the P, which is at 360. So 50 minus 0.06 into brackets 360, we are getting 28.4. So our new equilibrium price, our new equilibrium quantity after the subsidy has been introduced is 28.4. And our new equilibrium price after the subsidy has been introduced is 360. Do you get it? So we are done with the E because that's what it was asking us for. Now let's move on to the F. So the F says that indicates the share of the subsidy between the consumer and producer. All right, so now that the subsidy has been introduced, what are the producers going to pay? Because at first there was no subsidy, you get it, but now the government is trying to help the company, so they are dashing them money. So now the question is saying that now that a subsidy has been introduced, how is it going to affect the consumer and the producer? And since it is a subsidy, the government is dashing the company man, obviously it's going to affect both the producer and both the consumer, I get it, because maybe at first the price was, let's say, 400 cedis, but now since you've helped the company, the price will be cheaper. You get it? So you realize that before the price was 400 cedis when the subsidy was not introduced. So it means before the subsidy was introduced, the consumers were paying 400 cedis. But now, when the subsidy was introduced, we got our price to be 360. What does that mean? Let me clean this part. All right. So I deliberately did not claim the new price after the subsidy and the new quantity after the subsidy so that you see what I'm about to do. So as I was saying, before the government introduced the subsidy was trying to help the company. You get it? So the government was dashing the company money. So before the subsidy was introduced, the consumers were paying 400 cedis. But now when government decided to help the company by introducing a subsidy of 100 cedis, the new price was 360. So the new price after the subsidy was 360. It means that now the consumers are not paying 400 cedis, but they are paying 360. What that means is that it is 400, which is what they were paying first, minus the 360. You get it? So it's equal to 40. Do you get it? It means that the consumers are no more paying 40 cedis. At first, when the subsidy was not introduced, you were paying 400. Now you are paying 360. So it means there's a decrease of 40 cedis. Do you get it? So that's how the consumers share the subsidy. So indicate the share of the subsidy between the consumer and the producer. So the consumers are enjoying 40 cedis of the subsidy. That's how it is shared. The total subsidy was 100 cedis in E. So if the total subsidy was 100 and now the consumers are enjoying 40 cedis, it means that the government are going to enjoy 60 cedis. So the total subsidy was 100 and now the consumers are enjoying 40 cedis. So it means the producers are going to enjoy 60 cedis. Do you get it? So now the producers are going to, so producers benefits, you can just say it, benefits will be, you can say the total subsidy is 100 minus what the consumers are enjoying, 40. So that would be 60. I hope you understand. The total subsidy is 100 cedis. And when you calculate the old price minus the new price, there's a decrease of 40 cedis. So it means the price has reduced by 40 cedis. You get it? And the total subsidy is 100. It's because of the subsidy. That's why the price has reduced by 40. You get it? So you're enjoying 40 cedis free. Now the rest of the 60 cedis is going to the producer. You get it? The total is 100. You have taken 40. So the producers are going to take 60. You get it? So you can just conclude that the consumer enjoys 40 cedis from the subsidy, while the producer enjoys 60 cedis from the subsidy. That's all. Or the consumer shares the subsidy by 40 cedis, whereas the producer shares the subsidy by 60 cedis. That's all. All right. Now, the Jane says, what is the total value of subsidy enjoyed by the market? All right. So the total value of subsidy enjoyed by the market is the subsidy that was introduced times the quantity after the subsidy. You get it? So the question is just trying to say that now that the subsidy has been introduced, how is it going to benefit the producer? You get it? So obviously, if you want to get how much the producer has benefited from the subsidy, it's going to be the subsidy itself times the number of quantities he has sold after the subsidy was introduced. You get it? It's after the subsidy was introduced that he was enjoying the benefits. So times the quantity after the subsidy. After the subsidy, what quantity did we get? We got 28.4. That's the one here you get. So we can punch this on the calculator. When you punch this on the calculator, if you get 2840, right, it means that the producers have made 2,840 when the subsidy was introduced. You get it? So that's for the gin. So the total value of subsidy enjoyed by the market is 2,840. You get it? All right. So we are done with the question. So if a question is going to come under demand and supply in exams, it's usually going to come like this. So please try your best to practice it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. See you in the next video.